Alright, so what's up everybody? We're out here on the T7 today. As promised in the last video, I have gotten the Tusk 2-track installed. So there's a little look at it for those who aren't familiar. Rocky Mountain ATV's in-house brand is Tusk. Model's 2-track. So we've got one of these on the back of the T7. It's been doing really good so far this morning on dirt roads, and it's doing good on the pavement, and I'll talk a little bit about that more later in the video. But we're going to start off with climbing pea gravel hill. So we just had a big rain last weekend too, so I'm expecting it to be eroded a good bit, and I'm not expecting to make it all the way to the top. There's like a little halfway point staging area, if I can even make it that far. We'll see. I got to try to be a little careful because I am out here by myself and I've got to be able to ride this thing home. So let's give Pea Gravel Hill a shot. Woo! Kind of reminiscent of the intro video, only way more difficult. I did that on a V-Strom 650 on street tires. However, the hill was not nearly that rough. Alright, well, I've got myself in a bit of a situation because I wanted to make it like on up into here, and that did not happen. Now getting out of here is going to be a major issue. For reference, I'm 5'7" and 160 pounds, so pretty big bike for me to be trying to muscle on this hillside. So I shut it off in gear just in case, because I can't get to the back brake. I'm in a spot where I can get on it, but I've got low ground on that side and I'm short, so we're not getting on it yet. Okay, now we can get on it. Whew. So, no fault of the tire for not making it. Actually, considering how rough it was, if I'd have been on like the stock tire, no chance. If we hadn't just got a lot of rain, it's just, the whole thing looks like this right side right here. It's just smooth and you can just fly up it. but not today. Or not for me today. All right. Let's see if we make it back to the bottom. Luckily, going down, I can kind of just waddle, because I am, well, I guess we're going to the right. I am completely and totally exhausted after that. Whew. Exhausted is an understatement. I'm completely worn out. I need to be on the right. Whew. A pole could have probably made it look easy. Not I. Oh. Alright, let's go see what other trouble we can get into. Now, back to this Tusk 2 track though. So I've already ridden some dirt roads this morning. I've put nearly 200 miles on the tire, which is probably about what it takes to scrub in on pavement. And one thing I can say about the tire right off the bat is took no weight after installing it to get it balanced. You know, put the dot where the valve stem is and just did a static balance, just had the axle shaft in it and held it off the ground, and no matter how I positioned the tire, didn't spin. So that was a plus. A little bit of a testament to how well it's made. And yes, I know the first batch they had a major recall on and all that stuff. This is post recall. Also, another thing I noticed when installing it wasn't that hard to install. A lot of people are complaining about how tough it is to spoon on. I didn't really have any issues. You know, it might be worth noting that this wasn't my first time to try hand spooning on a tire either. You know, I've been doing it for a number of years. And also getting the stock tire off was not an issue. I don't know. Originally, a lot of people were saying that they had some kind of like glue-like substance on the wheel and tire on the stock one, and it made it hard for people to break the bead. I also see a lot of people breaking beads using like the kickstand of another motorcycle, and I do not do that. I've never done that. I just use my spoons. You know, pull the valve core out of the valve stem, and then lay it on the ground. Wedge a spoon in between the rim and the tire, push down, take another spoon, move over like an inch, and then I just walk my way all the way around the tire, and it came right off just as easy as any other bike I've ever done. both sides work that way. So I don't know, I didn't experience any issues getting the stock one off or getting this one on. Now, I said I've already rode some dirt roads this morning. I've got about 200 pavement miles on the tire, so in a straight line going down the highway, you cannot even tell you have a knobby all the way up to the fastest I probably got was close to 80. And I did not experience any issues, like I said, all the way up to that speed. Can't even tell you're riding something as aggressive and knobby as you are. When you start to lean the bike over on the pavement though, you can start to tell you're on a knobby, and I don't mean that like it starts to give way or starts to feel squirmish, whatever. It doesn't start to feel like it's going to lose traction or anything. I just mean you can literally feel the vibrations that you normally experience on a knobby as you lean it over a little bit. I guess the spacing towards the edge is a little different, or the knob, I know the knob size and shape's different. So you can still get down on a curvy road though without any real major issue. It just, you know, you can tell you're on a knobby. So the initial impressions, I have no real complaints. It rides good in a straight line down the highway. It handles turns fine, although you can tell you're on a knobby tire if you are getting aggressive in the turns. I don't know of a tire you're not going to notice that on, at least not anything that's this aggressive at all. So long term, we'll kind of have to see how the mileage, how it wears and how many miles we get out of it. But I mean, if it lasts 5,000, if you can milk it for 5,000, then I say it's a great value. Full price from Rocky Mountain, I think, was $125 for the tire. I had a bunch of RM cash as well as fantasy cash, so I didn't pay that. I paid like $70. But yeah, if it'll last 5K, which I think is not unreasonable, then I would say value-wise it's definitely going to be worth it. There's not many other tires you can get down there near that $125 price range that are 150, you know, size ADV tires. I'd have to go online and actually look and see what exactly is available, but off the top of my head I cannot think of much. Maybe the Shinko big block tire perhaps is close to that, I'm not sure. So yeah, let's see. Hopefully I don't find myself in as precarious a situation as what I was just in. Let's see if we can find another hill climb, one that's a little smoother this time. We're just going to commit right to it from here. Try to get up on the pegs early. Whew. All right. That hill's way easier. You have a slight advantage of having some momentum. Woo! Alrighty. Oh, it's a good thing you can't see my shirt right now. I look like I've just climbed out of a swimming pool. We had a bit of a cold snap, and now the hot weather's back with a high of I think like 90 today. So I'm already wore out and exhausted, and I don't even think it's 10 a.m. No, it's 9:51. So, alright, there's my initial thoughts and opinions of the Tusk 2-track. Also, a little hill climb footage for y'all at the expense of myself in the form of exhaustion. If you got any questions about the tire, about the bike, about the channel, drop them in the comments. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the things I never remember to say. Although I've said it in the last few videos, so I guess I'm starting to remember. And yeah, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Enough traction to pull her up in third with no clutch. Slide uphill helps.